At 24 years old, Melissa Ben-Ishay was fired from her job as an assistant media planner. That day, her brother encouraged her to lift her spirits by baking cupcakes. Well, 11 years later, she has sold over 100 million bite-sized cupcakes all over the country. And she's here to let us know how she made it all happen. Please welcome founder of Baked by Melissa, Melissa Ben-Ishay. Melissa, good to see you.
Thank you.
I'm going to tell you, I first had one of your cupcakes, like, I don't know, maybe 12 years ago. I was in Soho and I saw this little thing and I said, I'm going to get a cupcake. And they came out with these teeny things. I was so skeptical. But by my 50th one, I realized you were on to something, woman. But this started when you got fired.
Yes. I went home and I did what made me happy, bake cupcakes.
Okay, so that made you happy, but you didn't know it was gonna make you money.
No, so I went, well, I always wanted to go into business with my big brother, and I actually called him from my cubicle, packing up my personal belongings, crying. He said, don't worry, it's the best thing that ever happened to you. Come to my office. I ran to his office. He said, go home, bake your cupcakes. We'll start a business together. He's very entrepreneurial, and at the time, I was known for baking these tie-dye cupcakes.
So this was already a part of what you enjoyed doing. Mm-hmm. So here you had this moment in your life of being fired. I can relate. And then suddenly you are pushed forward to make this big decision that you weren't going to try to go back. You were going to create your own lane.
Not so much. I went home, I baked 4 batches of cupcakes, sent them into work with my best friend's little sister, but I was also simultaneously going and I was meeting with a headhunter and looking for other jobs in advertising because what were the odds that something was going to come
Which is interesting. So you weren't ready to double down on this dream. You were still like, okay, I have to be sensible here.
Oh, of course.
There's no way I can make a living selling cupcakes.
Yes, and people like, oh, you were an overnight sensation. It was very quickly, but in my mind, I was 24 years old. The thought of selling cupcakes for a living was like, yeah, right, that's never gonna happen. I just did everything I could to take advantage of every opportunity that came my way.
What was the big opportunity that came your way that was the game changer?
Well, so the morning after I was fired, I had all these cupcakes. I sent them into work with my best friend's little sister who was interning at a very well-known PR agency in Manhattan. And I knew who the owner was. I looked up to her and I was hoping that she would try the cupcakes. To me, that was that opportunity and it worked. She did. She wound up putting me in touch with her caterer. And the day after I was fired from my job, I got a call from this big PR agency caterer to bring me in for a tasting.
Oh.
And then when I did that, he said it would be great to make them just a bite. So that was another opportunity, figure out how to make them a bite. I did that, brought them back. He loved them. I wound up doing my first event with the caterer 2 weeks after I was fired. And for that first event, we had a website, bakedbymelissa.com, which we still have today.
I love that. Because you know what, and this is the powerful part of Melissa's story. You're always wondering when your opportunity is going to come. But when it comes, you got to be ready. Right. I always tell people the door is a sliver, you got to kick it open. And your sliver was there, but you were ready for that caterer, for that company. You were ready for those moments.
I knew I had the chance to do what I love every day, and I never would want to look back and think coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, that's so much life. So are these made with a little machine? How do we get them so tiny?
Funny that you ask. So we make everything entirely by hand at Baked by Melissa.
These are made by hand?
Oh my gosh, yes, with only the most delicious ingredients that I picked, like the ingredients I grew up eating, whether it's Oreo cookies or Hershey's fudge or like, what's the cream cheese that Philadelphia cream cheese, like everything. Only the best.
So all of the flavors that in the stuffings are from personal favorites of your past.
Peanut butter and jelly, tie-dye is the quintessential, chocolate chip pancake, it's made with pancake batter and maple syrup, chocolate chip cookie dough, because I mean, come on. And this is actually donut, and if you taste it, it tastes more like a donut than a cupcake.
I've tasted them all. I'm gonna be honest, but what you also did very smart is that you focused on e-commerce because you have how many freestanding stores?
We have 14 retail locations in the New York area, but our e-commerce business is over 60% of our revenue this year, and we ship all over the country, guaranteed fresh in the most perfect condition.
Which is what I love. I've never met, full disclosure, I'm not endorsing Melissa, I've never met her, but I am a customer without knowing you because I ship to my niece's birthday parties, and I was worried. I'm like, these little cupcakes better not show up stale. They were fantastic.
Thank you
so much. So quality control is what you're about.